How y'all doing?
Doing well, doing well. How about you, man?
Chilling, man. Enjoying the weekend. No, so
Well,
this off
we
season life,
appreciate it.
so you know how that
Yeah,
goes, Turbo.
yeah. Where do you train in off season?
So, right now, kind of home base is Atlanta, just due to the territory. Like it's kind of hard to move around with the fam. We got uh 11-month old. She's actually about to be a year old in a week. So it's just tough to kind of move around at that point. But usually I'm out here. Last season was my first off season training out here, and then before that, I would usually go back to like LA area, usually Orange County, training out there.
Yeah, we just had a guy have a baby from our team, man, just this week, newborn.
Oh, well, congrats, man. That's dope. A boy or girl?
Actually, I don't even know to find that out.
Okay. Well, still a
But
blessing nonetheless.
anyway, man, thank you for taking some time on a Saturday to come join us. Know you've been in the NFT space. Obviously, you're in the NFL off season. A lot of crazy things going on around the league with free agency and all of that. I want to get to some of the projects that you're doing outside of football. And obviously, we're doing an AMA. So we encourage and would love our fans to, in our community, really to come up and ask, keep the question at any time. But I want to start with something I think is really interesting. You started your career as a linebacker, right?
Yep. Yeah, I started linebacker shoot my whole career up until my second year in the league and
Yeah.
my second year in Dallas.
You moved to fullback.
Yep. Yeah, so it was
What
my
was that?
when you were there, I think that was my last year at line. I was playing linebacker then, I think, if I remember correctly. Um so you were there in 15, right? In Dallas?
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that was my last year at linebacker. And GB, you remember GB, right?
Yeah, Gary, running back
Yeah,
coach. Yeah,
you still talk to him by chance?
I don't.
Oh, okay, man. He's actually battling cancer right now, and it's really not going well. Like he's kind of going through it, but that's another story. But prayers up to
Right.
him.
Well, the reason why I bring it up, man, because I know that transition can be kind of difficult for folks who obviously don't understand, the difficulties of changing positions at the
Right.
professional level, especially if you've been playing it for so long. So, what was that conversation like to, when you got asked to be a fullback, and was it difficult for you in the beginning?
Yeah. So it was both mental and physical transition. Like I said, linebacker was kind of all I knew. Defense was all I knew. I was defensive mind, like everything. So it really was kind of like learning a whole new language, and not only that, but just kind of getting the whole physical feel of carrying myself basically as like a running back, because fullbacks basically we work out and we're in the same room as the running backs, and majority of us nowadays we typically do running back stuff occasionally. So it was definitely tough from that aspect. It took me a second just to kind of really accept it and buy in, because um I grew up a Ray Lewis fan, and being a backer, I always wanted to be the next Ray Lewis and be an All Pro linebacker, and this and that. Had all these
Yeah, he was.
ambitions. You said what?
So he was definitely a beast. Ray was definitely a beast.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying, and like just kind of had ambitions on that end to do my thing there, but um just wasn't in God's plan. And I think everything happens for a reason, and God kind of pushed me in that direction. And I'll tell you the moment that the pivotal moment. in that transition was in OTAs. That following off season, I was sitting there and we had just gone over, or we were just about to start going over like pass protection and this and that. And so, like, I kind of went through my playbook just a little bit, had a little brief knowledge, but Jason Witten, he kind of pulled me to the side and he quizzed me. Like, he asked me like a couple questions off what I got on jet protection, and I was like, man, I kind of like, I was slow with my answer, like I wasn't sure, and he was like, he kind of snapped on me. He was like, look, like you're being put in this position for a reason because they believe in you. And he was just telling me, he was like, I've seen all that you've done on practice squad and scout team, and you're capable of getting this starting job and being a good fullback and blah 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 blah, this and that. At that moment I was kind of just like, damn, like I just got kind of I just got recognition from the GOAT that I could really do this. You know what I'm saying? Like Jason Witten,
Right.
he's a legend. So I'm like,
It
okay,
gave you
like
confidence.
yeah, man, it gave me a little motivation just to kind of take that extra step in being on top of my stuff and really thoroughly immersing myself in the fullback position and figuring out what I got to do to kind of prevail in it. And it's kind of what I did. I wasn't the favored guy. I don't know if you were there with Rod Smith, but Rod was a big running back, and I think you were probably in Seattle with Rod. But
I
Rod,
remember Rob both. He was with me in Seattle and in Dallas as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Big Rod, Big Smooth, Rod. He was kind of just a big finesse back, and they tried him out at fullback the same time they transitioned me. So it was kind of like he was the favorite guy. He was gonna take the starting job, and then like I was kind of just the tryout. You know what I'm saying? And so going into camp, he was taking all the one reps. I would get my reps here and there, and then he got hurt. He pulled his groin a little bit, and just kind of um throughout preseason, I started overtaking his reps, and then I kind of started making a name for myself. And one thing I say about Rod is he's more of a running back. He's not really, he's not, it's a different, fullback life is a different life. You gotta have that nasty disposition to
Yeah,
want to,
because
yeah,
you're
you
blocking. You know what I mean? You're always blocking.
exactly,
Right.
exactly,
Man,
you
well,
gotta
hey, that's.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say that was just dope just to hear about a guy, a Hall of Famer, somebody who's been one of the best in the game to give you that kind of talk to give you confidence. I know for me in my career, it was guys like, like Frank Gore when I played for the Colts, kind of did the same thing for me. I ended up having my best season the year that I played with him. But I do want to give some opportunities for other folks to ask questions. Man, we do have somebody who's been patiently waiting. They've had their hand up. Why don't we bring them up so that they can ask Keith a question?
Yeah, I think it was Majik. They've since put their hand down. I don't know if you want to come back up, Majik. We
Okay.
can we can drag you up. We'd be happy to, or
Yeah,
anybody else. You know.
that's my fault on that. Guys, doing an AMA with Keith in the Dojo Fish Discord. We are minting tomorrow. Very excited. It's really dope to have everybody here. We've got one hand up.
Yep,
Let's bring them up.
TNT Dad, come on up.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Okay.
gentlemen. It's my pleasure to actually speak to you guys.
How you doing, man?
Well, well,
I'm very well.
Good, good to hear.
Questions for you. Um, First of all, I'm an athletic trainer. I work in a high school in a local area here in Charlotte that I live in. I know it's International Women's Month this month, but it's also International National Athletic Trainers Month as well. Um,
Wow.
my question to you guys is if from all your levels, high school, college, pros, was there an athletic trainer that maybe during an injury or something that really made an impact on you and your career?
Great question.
Yeah. You know, I've been real fortunate to not have had too many bad injuries, but in college, first off, let me acknowledge you and what you do because we really couldn't do what we do without y'all. So it's much love there. But yeah, in college, it was my sophomore year. I broke my wrist and my scaphoid. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but I had pretty big surgery on it, kind of reconstructive, and just our she's I want to say she's our head athletic trainer now at San Jose State, but she was an assistant then. Her name is Laura, Laura Alexander. She kind of just helped me throughout the process of my recovery and everything. She was just kind of real uplifting because a lot of people who don't know, who haven't been through an injury and whatnot, there's a big mental aspect of it that can take a toll on you. And I think that's one of the hardest things to get over is breaking through that wall of keeping your confidence high and your confidence in whatever that limitation was, um and gaining that back. But she just was a big she was an angel in my journey throughout my wrist recovery, and I'm always appreciative of all of the athletic training staff who kind of helps us with our recovery and stuff and gives us what we need because our bodies go through so much and it's super important.
Absolutely, man. I totally agree. Um, the whole mental aspect of it really is everything. Just because in the rehabilitation process, it's almost there's a lot of positive and there's a lot of negatives, right? It's like one day you feel like you're getting better and you're feeling really good, and then the next day you feel like as if you're not healing at all. So that's a huge mental hurdle to get over, man. And so I've been there, done that as well.
Yeah, I've what was your biggest injury that you had, Turbo?
Oh no, I don't know if I had bilateral hip surgery.
You had hip surgery?
Yeah, bilateral, both sides. They were
Damn.
13 days, 18 days apart. The surgeries. So
Wow.
that was pretty tough to overcome. Um, that was that was the year after I left Seattle, man. So injuries are part of the game. We know it. It kind of comes with the territory. But you're in Atlanta now. You played for a few teams, and we want to thank who was that just asked the question.
That was TNT Dad.
TNT dad.
Yeah, TNT Dad, thanks for coming up for your question. Guys, we're in the Dojo Fish Discord doing an AMA with none other than Keith from the Atlanta Falcons, starting fullback. Sorry, guys. Um, in the you're in the NFT space as well. I see that your profile pic is an NFT. What is that? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so that my PFP is a small brain, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with the whole treasure ecosystem, but it's in the Arbitrum layer 2 um network of Ethereum, which is just kind of like a step up. It's faster, faster speeds, internet speeds, and like the transaction fees are like significantly lower than the main Ethereum mainnet network. And so smalls are kind of like they're the pioneers of that network, and they're kind of like the OGs of that network in a sense, almost like the crypto punks or the board apes of Arbitrum. But the crazy thing about it is the they were a free mint, right? And now like the floor on them is like $7,000, like off of a free mint. It's kind of crazy. Like they built a pretty solid community behind their whole ecosystem, and it's been pretty dope kind of seeing what they've been building. They all use the same currency token, which is called Magic, and so there's about a collection of probably five, close to 10 projects, and they all use the same token. So it's pretty interesting. Some people should dive into it as an NFT enthusiast. It's just another layer of crypto. You know, there's so many moving pieces and everything.
So let me
Just,
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Um, you've been in the league how many years?
this the last season was my 8th year.
So you're getting ready to go into your ninth year. When did you start to get into the NFT space? What was it that sparked your interest?
So I started getting into the NFT space probably about a little over a year ago. My sports agency is Vayner Sports, and if anybody knows about Vayner Sports, AJ Vaynerchuk is the CEO and founder, and he's actually an agent himself. But um, just being that naturally, he's Gary Vee's brother. Like, there's a very significant relationship there. Gary Vee holds um, Zooms with us a few times a year on just different topics, NFTs, etc. And a little over a year ago, Gary and AJ kind of approached all the athletes and were like raving over these crypto punks, right? And I'm like, what the hell is a crypto punk? I had no clue what the hell an NFT is, and they talking about it's $20,000. It was like $17,000 at the time, and for a JPEG. And I'm like, fam, like, nah, I'm good. But I started looking into it because I started seeing like these things were actually selling off the shelves sales volume and at these prices. So I started doing my research and looking into it more. And um so I kind of just ate in, and I was like, F it, like if this thing takes off, like these are the OGs of the OGs, the pioneers of the space. Like, it kind of made sense. Like, if any of them were to pop, like I feel like this one's gonna pop. So man, I was like, F it, and I didn't even have enough Ethereum at the time to grab it. So it took me like, I want to say 5 or 6 days for my Coinbase to basically draft the funds and etc. And by
Right.
that time, bro, at initially when I first deposited the ETH, it the price was the floor was at like 17 or 18,000. By the time my funds went through, and I even like a couple days after I drafted in more because I seen the price flying up, and by the time I bought mine, it was at like 29,000. So like I
What?
was, yes, and I was sick because I'm thinking like, damn, that's a whole car, like something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money. But I kind of seen the potential, and Gary and AJ are super super intelligent on the space, and they kind of they were giving good feedback and good insight on the whole thing, and it just clicked to me. I seen the potential and everything, and so like that was like my initial my welcoming to the space was my CryptoPunk. And thank God, because we see where we're at now. But it was just kind of like
Yeah. So basically, you got the bag off.
say it again.
That's it. So basically, you telling everybody you got the bag off crypto punks.
I, hey, I got me my lone punk, and I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, it's cool. It's been cool, man. It's been dope. It's so dope. Just this whole space, like the potential behind NFTs and everything that they bring. I feel like they have a good the space itself is awesome in terms of bringing people together because it feels like it's becoming like a movement, and people are putting their differences aside, and you don't know what people look like a lot of the time, and it's just kind of you showing love regardless. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their PFPs, and sometimes you don't even know what people look like, but it's almost just as long as you come in with the genuine vibes and positivity, it's like it's becoming a positive space. And there's scammers and everything, but that's in every industry, every field, or whatever you embark on. But it's just been awesome experiences, kind of diving in on everything that it brings.
Well, it certainly seems like you've been well rounded in the space for a little while now. Care to share your thoughts at all on Dojo Fish? What you've seen so far?
Yeah, man. I mean, I love what y'all got going as far as um, just kind of bringing in the community, because that's one thing I've seen with the whole space is like it's kind of community first. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what's going to drive everything. And I think the community engagement is a key factor, but also it's dope seeing that you guys already have the game kind of built, and I've seen a couple videos and everything from little demos and whatnot, and it's a lot of these projects out here are selling empty promises. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're selling potential and not necessarily things that are already made. You know what I'm saying? They're just promising you that they're gonna make something, and I think that's important when as a NFT enthusiast investors, you do your due diligence that these projects are actually doing the legwork to fulfill these roadmaps and what they're offering to you as a holder, as a collector, and so I'm just loving that, and y'all art is dope as well. Like, I haven't seen the whole fish PFP like that for real, for real. So it's dope to see, man.
I appreciate that very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Smith, starting fullback for the Atlanta Falcons in the Dojo Fish Discord, taking some time, spending some time with us in our community. Don't be shy. Feel free to come up, ask a question, man. This guy is an open book. I want to get back to a football question, though, real quick as we wait for some people to raise. Oh, we've got two, actually. So I'll hold my
Mm-hmm.
question and we'll bring these guys up.
Sure, Marky Senpai, come up to the stage. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hold
How's it
on.
going?
Good. I see
So
you got the waifu swag cracking right now.
yeah, man. I'm also the guy that has the Dojo Fish tattooed on me. So,
Oh,
Right.
that's dope. That's lit.
my question for you is: I heard you say that you were a fullback, right? So, how do you feel about some of the claims over the last couple of years that the fullback position is actually like a dying position because a lot of teams aren't like lining up in the I formation anymore?
I've never heard of a bigger lie, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just the statistics show the best teams in the league have held a fullback, and I mean the evidence is there, and I'm gonna just say. So I started a brand on my own called Make Fullbacks Great Again. This has nothing to do with Trump, so that's my disclaimer to everybody. Let's just make that clear. But anyways, I created it just kind of pay homage to the OGs who kind of paved the way. Mike Allstott, Daryl Johnston, all Moose Johnson, all the OGs who kind of held it down and made the position what it was today. But I mean, it's hard to deny us, man. You know, not everybody uses us, but the teams that do use a fullback, they're productive, and I feel like as a teammate, when you're on a team with a good fullback, you respect what they stand for in the sense that like we're we bring the mentality, we bring the toughness. You know what I'm saying? Most fullbacks on their respective teams are leaders, a lot of captains, and etc. And I mean, it is what it is. We're similar to the O lineman in that it's not a glory position. You know what I'm saying? It's a very selfless position, and that's just kind of what we do. We just kind of do our job, and we're reliable, and that's what we're there for. But I mean, I've just throughout my transition, just studying other fullbacks and everything. It's to me, knowing other guys around the league and stuff, fullbacks have a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? As far as what we do, like teams that you look at the Patriots when Devlin was there, trying to guys was not trying to
But
meet Devlin in the home 20 times a game. You know what I'm saying? Then take a toll, like, and good coaches understand that when you got a fullback who's willing to do that many times, it's like defensive guys really don't want that. Like, especially nowadays, it's a different game. And I'll tell you, just
especially for
knowing
4 quarters.
that's what I'm saying. Like once you get to that fourth quarter, it's like when you got a dude who's really just trying to run through your face before you get to the ball carrier. Like imagine having to go through a 240-pound dude just to hit Turbo, and Turbo is not no little back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's painful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's demoralizing, and I don't think a lot of teams utilize that, but the teams that
Hey,
do utilize it works well, man.
hey, Keith, I'll say this: the 49ers fullback, Tennessee Titans fullback. Even when Marshawn Lynch was playing here in Seattle, me and him together, we had a fullback, Michael Robinson. You
Yeah,
know, and
Mike
all of
Rob.
those teams, and what else all those teams have in common? A really good running game. So the fullback position, I agree, very important in the league. Thanks for your question. I think we had another hand up down there.
Hmm. Eddie M, if you want to go ahead and step up, we can take your question here.
Thanks for coming up, Mark.
Yeah, I hope your tattoo's healing well. I know you said you're kind of almost done recovering from that, but it's pretty awesome to see. Eddie, you should be getting a little button you can press to come up and speak when you're ready. If anyone else has, oh, there he is. Welcome up.
Yeah, I'm new to this. I'm new to the whole NFT world, so I don't really have any questions about that. But I'm a big Cowboys fan, so yeah, piqued my interest with that. Kind of got two questions. What's it like? You know, I like the story you put out there with the whole Witten and how he's a leader and what you got out of him. But I'm curious about Dak Prescott. Like, is he the leader that people portray him to be? And I think you had a year with him over there still, right?
Yeah, that's my dude, man. I definitely, man. I'm one of his biggest fans, man. Like he don't get the respect that he deserves, and for there was a long time people were pinning his success on Zeke and that O line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I don't take anything from Zeke. Zeke was one of the best to do it that I play with, and our O line too when I was there. And but I didn't think that it was equally weighed out as far as him getting the respect that he's gotten. I feel like he possesses everything that you need in a quarterback. He's a great leader. If you look at his rookie year, the way he stepped in, I tell you
Oh yeah,
there's I
yeah,
tell you
he
there's
had to fill some big shoes that year.
yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you there's one feeling that you don't always get with a quarterback, and that's when we have the ball, you know that like we have a chance. And I'll tell you that that's one thing that I remember always feeling whenever when he was on the field. Um that's how that was the vibe. And that's kind of it's hard to beat, you know what I'm saying? And it's contagious as a teammate, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm,
um I think that that's his biggest asset is his poise and his leadership. He's a great game manager, and he'll make the big plays. You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, I don't think he's gotten as much respect as he should, but I think he got what he deserved as far as the money wise.
yeah, he
They
got my respect. I just see all the talk. And, I mean, I don't really like it. I just wanted to see, from the insider what you thought.
Yeah.
But
You
besides
said
that,
he
how
had
you
another
feel on
question
them?
as well.
Yeah, how you feel on them getting rid of Amari Cooper today?
Man, it's part of the business, man. It's crazy.
You think they? I
It's
can't believe
always
they took a fifth and a sixth round pick for him. Now,
yeah,
I
bro.
don't. I don't.
Look. I was in Oakland for a year, and my year was the year that we had traded Khalil Mack and Amari away. So you never know what the hell people thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm,
like you don't know what's going on in the front office, like what their plan is and everything. It's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm,
sometimes it doesn't make sense, but we'll see how it pans out. I think highly of Amari. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, route runner in the league. Like
mhm,
that's he's in that conversation, and but it's just the free agency, all that front office moves. It's I my journey in the league was a muddy one. I had got cut
mhm.
about 15 plus times, especially in
Yeah, I saw
Dallas.
your video. I was watching your video on YouTube about how many times you got cut, released, put on waivers.
Yeah, yeah. So like I've been through it, but the one thing that I gained from that was just understanding that at this level it's a business, and
Mhm.
some things may not make sense to you emotionally and logically, but you never know what business plan they on. So it is
That's
what it
exactly
is.
right. That's
All right,
exactly
thank you.
right.
Best of luck
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
upcoming season too, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Thank you, Eddie.
Man, Keith, I wanted to touch on. Thank you, guys. I want to touch on that. Just because it's important to, as a player to understand that, and it's difficult when you're a younger player. But as you mature, you start to understand. And one of the things that helped me was, you know, putting myself in the general manager's shoes. Asking myself if I was a GM, what would I do?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it just kind of changes your perspective a little bit when teams are making these decisions and they're making these moves. You realize that, very sometimes it's personal, very rarely, but that those situations do happen. But majority of the time, these transactions are not personal. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're just transactions. That's what they are.
Exactly.
That's what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree, man. That's one thing that like you said, you kind of learn the hard way a lot of the times, but that's a hard lesson, but a great lesson that you learn in our shoes is to compartmentalize this and separate your emotions from the business side of it, because if you get wrapped up and twisted up, you gonna go through a hell of a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? And that can affect your game as well. So that's one thing I've always been grateful is that I met that up front at the beginning of my career. And so like
Yeah,
if I ever go through that shit again, like I do not care. Like I'm good. Like I know what I'm
yeah.
capable of. I know what why I'm here in this position today. So like it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Dojo Fish Discord, chopping it up with Keith Smith, starting fullback for the Atlanta Falcons. There's a lot of shy people in our crowd, Keith. They don't want to come up and ask you any questions. It's all good because I have one. I know you got your time is limited here, so we'll try to wrap up. I actually just wanted to ask you a fun question, man, because I'm big on stadiums. there's certain stadiums that I played in. It's just like wow, you know what I mean? Like you see it on TV as a kid, or you play in the stadium on Madden, but then to actually be able to experience it in person is it's just a different feeling. So what's your favorite stadium to play in the league?
Man, that's tough. Your home stadium for a long time was a dope one.
They
Was CenturyLink? Is that
CenturyLink, yeah,
boy?
CenturyLink,
That
yeah.
thing rocking, boy. That thing be rocking. But I probably say one of my favorites is Minnesota. Minnesota is beautiful stadium, and it's always going up, no matter what the type of game is, what's on the line and stuff. Every time I played there, it's been a dope experience.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie, that is a surprising one for me. I played in Minnesota too. Now, I was with the Colts, so maybe because of the matchup, but also
You know what I play? So the times I played there, one of them was I want to say a Thursday night game. It was a color
and then
rush game, so it was
prime
prime
time.
time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
and then
Mine is Go ahead, go ahead.
the other time I played there was like I want to say it was the opener. So
Season opener.
yeah,
Yeah, mine is. Well, people get surprised by mine too. Mine is the Coliseum, the Oakland Coliseum. I love
wow.
I love playing the little dirt field. I'm saying because the A's play there, dirt field. I like playing. It's the atmosphere. It's just like no matter what the team, what kind of season that they're having, like you see the dudes out there with their faces painted, and they got those little shoulder pads with the spikes on them. You know what I mean? The helmet that has you
Boy,
got the
that
black hole. But it
you,
was
you
lit,
talking about
man.
you talking about the black hole gang members? That's what you talking about? Cause them they fans are some gang bangers, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I've always loved playing the Oakland Coliseum, man. Keith, really appreciate you coming up, man, and spending some time with our community, man. Good luck in all your endeavors this upcoming season. Thank you for supporting our project, Dojo Fish NFT. We're mending tomorrow, man. So it's just an exciting time for us right now. So appreciate all your support and everything that you do in the community, dog.
Nah, I appreciate it. I want to shout out a couple of the homies I see in here, BG and Jeremy, my guys. Thanks for showing up, pulling up on us. But I appreciate y'all,
Absolutely.
man. Excited, praying for a successful mid, tomorrow and everything with y'all project. Love it.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, everybody have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever time frame you guys may be on. Peace out.
See you,
All
everybody.
right, yeah.